Energy, precision, passion. The Race of Champions, presented by Marriott.
Welcome to the Bird's Nest Olympic Stadium here in Beijing, venue for this year's Race of Champions. For some 22 years now, this event has travelled the globe, bringing the cream of the world's drivers and riders together to showcase their talent in a somewhat fruitless attempt to answer the eternal question, who is the daddy of motorsport? And what a lineup we have for you. Newly crowned Formula One champion Jenson Button is here, along with 7 times former champion Michael Schumacher, 8 times Le Mans winner Tom Christensen, 5 times 500cc motorcycle champion Mick Doohan, 3 times world touring car champion and former European touring car champion Andy Priaulx, twice world rally champion Marcus Gronholm, and the rest. This, though, is about going mano a mano right here. It's about being selfish. This is the Race of Champions, and as you can see, we're already underway and busy on the track. Nice to see that the expos have been repaired. Andrew Coley, they took a bit of a battering yesterday, didn't they?
They did indeed, Carlton. The Nations Cup event, we had a few shunts during the day, not too many. There's a new format now for these Race of Champions and for the Race of Nations, where everybody goes head-to-head in a football style at first. So everybody races everybody in their group, and that sees who qualifies through to the next section. So everyone was well behaved at first yesterday, but then as the competition went on and the chips were down, we saw a few shunts. And I think today, where the drivers are fighting only for their personal honour rather than for team honour, we might see some selfish car destruction going on. Let's see.
Well, the opening round here, it's kind of a knockout before we get to the group phase. We've just got to sort out the last remaining place, and it's Emanuele Pirro against Tanner Faust right here, right now. Pirro, of course, from Le Mans, enjoyed some tremendous times there with the Audi. Victorious, an amazing squad. And Tanner Faust, well, what's he done? He's a drifter, which means that he's pretty good at this sort of surface and this sort of thing.
In fact, he was the only person yesterday to beat the dominant Michael Schumacher, 7-time world champion, now 3 times Race of Champions Nations Cup champion with his teammate Sebastian Vettel. They looked pretty unbeatable yesterday, but Faust took it away from him with a big sideways display. Schumacher was very much the technician, very tidy yesterday, even in the buggies, and Faust went out and gave us a demonstration of what he's best at, which is sideways control. And he put on a show and beat Schumacher the only time in the entire of yesterday's event.
It's very true. As far as the rally champions are concerned, this event, over the years, it's kind of tended to favour them. But, of course, these days, we're not on the gravel of the Canary Islands, the dirt, I should say, out there. And first blood here goes to American Tanner Faust, exactly what you're saying. So the rally champions have kind of had things taken away from them, really. They've widened the track this year, and they've made it longer. And that's played into the hands of the Tarmac boys and some of the open wheelers as well. And Michael Schumacher yesterday was absolutely brilliant. So was Sebastian Vettel. And as a result, they took the Nations Cup. Today, though, it is a different story. This is the Race of Champions. Yep, it's the heart of the matter. Drivers and riders are the ultimate competitors, predators by nature. Yeah, look at the eyes on all of them. And today, the Race of Champions is about that, the individual. Time to get selfish, time to do it yourself, mano a mano, here at the Bird's Nest in Beijing. This is going to be terrific. Away they go. Crowd rises as one. Look at the flashbulbs going off here. They love Jenson Button out here. They even have Jenson Button dolls. Figure that. Anyway, I'm just looking at the top end there. Looked at a little bit of a slowbie, I've got to say, but he's picked it up and picked it up brilliantly here.
Of course, lots of speculation as to what race suit your Jenson Button doll will come with next year, Carlton. It's not confirmed yet whether or not he's returning to the Constructor Champion Brawn Grand Prix for next year, or whether or not he might be jumping ship. We'll have to see.
The only thing we do know is that it's going to be a black and green helmet. He's been monstered. He's got sponsorship from the energy drink, the alternative to other famous energy drinks like Red Bull. Yes, and he has a very unfamiliar helmet, although it does have a kind of etching of a Union Jack on the back. Wow, back end shows you just how close they are here. Almost lost it on the drive off the peak of the hill there, but look at this. This is very tight indeed. This bodes well.
It is, it's very close on the line there. Tanner Faust just locking up the front wheels. We talked yesterday about this first corner on the inside. It's very difficult. He's run wide there, and that was as a result of locking those front wheels on the way in. It continuously tightens. It's like a fast left into a tight left. Very tricky on the brakes. You either lock the front wheels up and slide off forwards, or you turn in too hard, lock the back wheels up and spin off. And we saw both yesterday.
So many decisions to make when you've got a double apex like that. You just don't know how much effort to put into the first curve, because it's going to destabilise you on the exit of the second element of it. Jenson Button's looking handy here. He's first onto the infield section. This is approaching the finale of this little run here. Faust, he's so busy.
Good little flick there. You could see it was almost a Scandinavian flick in a race car there, just into that tight left underneath the tunnel. It's crucial to make the car turn in so you can get on the gas early and push it through. Coming round, we've seen Button on the outside. He's got the long fast run, but Tanner's got a short run to the finish line. It's going to be close.
So tight. Tightest we've seen, we think. Look at this. Oh, it's going to be Button right at the very last. He had the momentum wide on the line, and look at that. Quickest race, or tightest race so far, 0.050.
500ths of a second. We've not seen anything separated by that. I'm so impressed with Faust. I know he lost that run, but we've got Faust with a checkered flag up. We need to wait and get confirmation on the times here. No, we've got Button with a checkered flag up.
It's just confirming that they both finished. 0.05%, 500ths separating these pair. You couldn't call that right until the very end. They were both busy. They were both making small elemental mistakes, but nothing too serious.
You could see Faust getting himself all fired up on the start line there, waving his hands around. And in fact, two completely different styles of driving. You can see Faust moving the car around a lot, Button being very tidy with it, as you expect from a circuit racer. And what an incredibly close race. Shows both styles of driving can work around this tight circuit car.
What a treat. Next up, we've got Tom Christensen and Gelan Shishirit. And these boys need to start winning.
Indeed. No wins for either so far.
Here we go then. Very, very quick turnarounds, and that is how it stands at the moment. Button 2 wins out of 2. Faust has dropped one against Button. We've just seen it. 0.050 of a second only separating them. Now then, Tom Christensen plays a long game. This couldn't be further away from endurance racing and 24-hour racing, could it?
He'd like a 3-hour run round here, wouldn't he? Likewise, Gelan Shishirit, of course, would like a 2-week run across a desert, Carlton. So these guys are both in it for the long run. It's going to be to see how they get on.
Here they go then. The first of their 4 times over that line. I'm looking forward to this one. This in particular is very, very difficult to call, because they're both having their difficulties here, aren't they?
Well, pressure's on Shishirit, isn't it? He was so excited yesterday to have been invited, and rightly so. It's a great honour to represent your country in any sport, and to come to a fantastic arena like this, the Bird's Nest at Beijing. What a wonderful arena to compete for your country in. Unfortunately, he made a bit of a hash of it yesterday, and he'll be hoping to improve on that. Of course, Christensen's got such a fantastic reputation in endurance racing, and really hasn't done the business here either.
No,
so
I was going to say that reputation is not intact here. It is in total tatters. Yesterday, he had a guest with him on board and absolutely binned the Expo into the wall of that, the crossover. Oh dear.
Up and over the bridge. Not too much air there. I must say, Shishirit was looking a bit pedestrian through the infield there. Looked like he was struggling to get the car turned in. Maybe been told no more damage, please, Gelan, or he won't be invited back.
Well, there is a bit of that going on. I'm sure that KTM were licking their wounds yet again. Look at that. It's a huge gap, and Christensen is keeping it sensible. I think he's learnt an awful lot yesterday, probably in his dreams, about how to approach the tunnel here. If we do get a sideways look on it, you can see that the concrete blocks that guard the entrance to that tunnel are kind of chamfered, and that's pretty dodgy, because it does launch the car. It could have been something serious yesterday. Here we go then.
Coming round over the finish line. It's looking close here, but remember, this is the third lap of 4, and there's a stagger on the finish line.
There is a stagger, and traditionally the winner can be just behind on the right hand side of the track, left hand of the screen, as you look at the start finish. So because they were together at that point, we know that Christensen is well and truly ahead here, and by the time this spins out, he's likely to be the winner. Here we go. He's got to go over the bridge at the final curve, and Shishirit's just lost it into the barriers.
He's broken another one.
And that's the end.
And he really has broken it. He's knocked the space frame off. He's broken the wheel there.
You can just see spokes at the back. That's going to take some time, and the space frame has snapped here, or is it just the bodywork? He has remodified this car big time. Oh, it's punched straight off. That does not look like a happy wheel. I think one for the wall.
Poor old girl. And of course, recently he's got himself in hot water with his BMW Dakar team as well, hasn't he? He crashed on the first day of the Dakar. Was it last year, Carlton, or the year before?
It was the year before, I believe. And yes, kind of given a big chance. Off you go. And they got very angry with him. Oh, yes.
He's done fantastically well, of course, this year. He's gone on to win the FIA Cross Country World Cup, Shisha, with the BMW.
It was, in fact, last year, because the year before it was completely cancelled.
Yes, of course, the Dakar. Yes, you're right.
There we are. And our minds don't go back 3 years.
No.
So we know it was last year. That was quite spectacular. The drive shaft just completely and utterly, we're hearing, also in trouble. We'll see. Rear axle just punching the wheel into oblivion. Let's check it out.
I think we'll be seeing the Race of Champions forklift truck again, Carlson. It appeared a couple of times yesterday. It was speculation they might get raced if anyone broke any more cars. Perhaps we'll see it come out for the final today.
The forklifts. Yeah, rear wheel steer.
There it is.
Interesting. That's not going. There is the forklift.
We don't have a spec sheet for the forklift, I'm afraid. Can't tell you if it's a V6 or an electric. We're not quite sure.
Let's speak to Tanner Faust. Here he comes.
There's a bit of a mess out on the circuit, Tanner Faust. Talk us through what you think happened out there.
Just now there, well, those, the Opals take quite a big landing on that. It's not supposed to be a jump, but it is a jump. It looks like a bridge, but it's a jump. And it's a big bounce. And I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but there were some problems before with suspensions getting broken and things. But it looks like Tom's good, and I race against him next.
Now, it was a hot start for you, one victory, and then very close, 0.05 of a second from beating Jenson Button.
Yeah, there was a busy beginning there because I was in a qualifying round where I went twice back-to-back and then jumped in with Button for a rematch from last year. And I think on the halfway point I was up a little bit, but, Button's been magical all year, obviously, and just passed me by 0.05 of a second, so close. So now the pressure's on. I have to beat this guy, Tom Christensen, in the next round.
You think you can do that?
I don't know. He looks a little shaken from the big off, so I don't know. I don't know if he's shaken enough.
Thanks, Tanner.
So we're going to see Tanner out in action again. I think Tom Christensen has got his work cut out here. 0.05 of a second only separated Jenson Button, who is more comfortable on this track, don't forget, than Tom Christensen. So your money surely has to be on the American. I think we called him as an early tip for the title here. Well, we'll see how he runs in this one. I suspect he may well have the beating of Tom Christensen, despite the fact that some elemental information was passed between Button to Christensen before this round.
I think maybe we should have put a little bet on Faust yesterday, Carlton, when we saw the Race of Nations. He was, as we say, the only person to beat Michael Schumacher out here on the circuit. Oh, out to the wall. He won't be able to tap the wall with this. He tapped the wall with one of the buggies yesterday. Sideways again. He's struggling a bit. Maybe that tip from Jenson on how the car was handling has been a big favour to Christensen. He's looking tidy here.
He's looking very tidy, and look how much effort is having to be put here through the steering. It's a difficult job indeed. I wonder whether the cars have been you know what you were saying about them being rebuilt, that yes, they will be different. It's the same even on a standard production line. You do get cars that come off sweeter than others, and everyone has their favourite motors. Even anybody, a rack of 25 Speedway engines, and there can be one that's sweeter than the rest. But look at this.
Well, nobody wants a Friday afternoon car. Oh, no! Faust spun it. Yes, he's kept it buried and gone round. He's going to need a mistake from Christensen to catch up, but that was really good there.
He's done a Gilles Panizzi.
He has indeed, yes.
He's thrilled the crowd, but kept it going in the correct direction. But showboating is not what it's all about when you are in competition with one of the greats here. This is Tom Christensen, and I think that's Tanner Faust done.
I think that's our commentator's curse there, Carlton. We'll have to keep quiet in future, won't we? Poor old Tanner.
He was struggling from the beginning, it has to be said.
He was. He looked a bit ragged, although, of course, his driving style would be slightly less measured than Christensen's anyway. He's not a million miles behind, but it's going to take a problem from Christensen. If Christensen saw him spin, then he'll have backed off by now. If he didn't, then, maybe he'll keep pushing to the end.
Yeah, he's taking some big air now. Doesn't care if he breaks the machine. But Tom Christensen going to bring this one home, and comfortably so. That's a shame. It's a shame, really.
It is. Faust has been the showman, hasn't he? And never mind. He'll be going home now, unfortunately. So Christensen will be going through to the next round with Jenson Button. 3 wins for Button and 2 for Christensen.
Well, he won't be going home. He'll be going to the green room and enjoying the thrill. I'm sure he'll be cheering on Travis Pastrana out there for an American win. But this is all about individuals, and unfortunately, Tanner Faust just lost it there, and as a result, it means he will not progress from this group. It's Jenson Button and Tom Christensen that make it. Tanner Faust after that spin, Gerland Schischerit, who just didn't hook it together at all after his incident earlier on today. Those two are out.
Energy, precision, passion. The Race of Champions, presented by Marriott.
So here we are on the start line, all the way through the garage. We've been weaving, warming the tyres up, heavily on the brakes. Lots of wheel spin. Red lights are on. And he drops the clutch. Wheel spin, second gear. 89 kilometers an hour. Still in second gear, braking hard, down to first, tight turn, under the bridge, up to second, turning it at 85 kilometers, still in second, 55, 45, feeding in the power, slide, grab third, now, second gear, down to first, turning it at 85 kilometers an hour, right down to 35 now. Spinning the tail round with the power, long double right-hander, tighter apex on the second part, flicks it to the left. Here comes the bridge, this is a big jump, and landing. 55 Ks, power sliding round the corner, we can just see Travis, it's going to be close at the line. Pressure on for the second lap, we're in second, tail slides, holds it. Drift, hard on the brakes, much harder than the first lap. Double right-hander, this is crucial. And the left, trying to kill the understeer, using the throttle, feeding in the power, and now going for the line. Yellow flags are out, we see those, so Travis has had a problem. We see Pastrana, he stopped. So now, Rio can relax a little. He knows this is a victory. Travis is still going, but only slowly. Third gear over the bridge. 90 kilometers an hour in the air. Staying in third. Through the final corner. Power into the line, going for the speed. Big thumbs up. Oh, and he just gets it back. Keeping the tyres nice and warm. And that is the race of a champion.
He almost pinned it there, right at the end. I thought Martin did as well as Andy, I've got to say, in holding that one together. Shame that Travis has lost it here, and that's about the last we're going to see of him, I'm afraid.
Look at that, on the gas, tries to come straight back onto the circuit, but it's just too steep for him to step back up.
So Travis Pastrana, having lost every single one of his individual runs here, unfortunately, it's over for him this evening. We both Americans out, which is something of a surprise. Tanner Faust, the drifter, and X Games and rally star and general good guy Travis Pastrana also not having the best of runs on the slightly longer circuit here.
Ekstrom qualifying in first place in that group with 3 wins from 3 races, and you can see Andy Priaulx there with that win in his last of the 3. So 2 wins from 3, and he goes through as well. Mick Doohan and Travis Pastrana off to the bar.
Mick Doohan, though, looked pretty good, at least in one race before he got into the barriers. The course is what is taking prisoners here. And unfortunately, for a lot of fans, Travis Pastrana is one of them. Won't be taking any further part. Group C is up next, incidentally. Vettel, Irvinen, Reed and de Villiers will be doing battle.
Philip, we are okay.
Well, these little rock machines, are these the double-seaters, but they're running them singly?
No, these are the single-seaters. So there's a two-seater version of this available as well, which we saw yesterday. The guys couldn't throw around quite so much. A little bit heavier, a little bit harder to make it change direction.
Got an offset second seat just behind.
Exactly,
but here,
right.
It's all about single-seater. I think these cars are absolutely suited. They are the rock cars after all. You'll see the exhaust cage start to glow red once we've completed a lap at the back. It may look like a brake light, but it's not. There it is. It's starting to shine up already for you.
Rear-wheel drive, of course, sequential gearbox, quick little cars. You can really throw these around. I've had the pleasure of driving one of these in a very muddy field down at Michelin's test venue in France, and it was great fun. So more suited probably to off-road than on-road. You can see the soft suspension there, the car's leaning over, but they've provided us probably with the most exciting action we've had here at the race.
They're terrific. They really, really do get under your skin, these cars. Just watch the nose. It's so indicative of exactly what the driver's doing. Look at it. You can see when the power goes on, the nose comes up, dips down. They really roll as well around these curves, but they're more stable than they appear to be.
Hovland was struggling to get the car to turn in there. I must say, Vettel's looking strong, and if you were a betting man, you'd have fancied Hovland for this on the basis that it's more of a rally machine, but of course they were knocked out in the first round, Finland, yesterday by the Chinese team. Vettel went all the way through to the final and was only beaten once, in fact, in all his races. So in terms of time in the car, there he is. Bit late on the brakes there for Vettel, nearly span it out towards the barriers.
He's absolutely on the limit. Means business here. Would like to add the Nations Cup title, or add to it, I should say, with the Race of Champions, the individual event which we are on right now. He had a terrific run yesterday, and well, he's carrying it on right now.
He did. He had a win in the RX 150 buggy. He had 2 wins in the Solution F. He had a win in the WRC car and a win in the ROC buggy. In fact, the only person who beat him was Andy Priaulx, who beat him in the World Rally Car, the Focus World Rally Car, which sounds fantastic in the stadium here with all the anti-lag switched on. We'll be looking forward to seeing those in the later rounds of the competition.
The rumble and roar from that machine, truly amazing. Great atmosphere here. It is a cauldron-like atmosphere. You've got the roof off, and look how neat and tidy these two are here. Now then, this is the penultimate time across the line. Vettel hits it. I beg your pardon, miscounted, and there it is. Well, do you know, I looked and I saw the gap between them, and I thought, I've been looking at my notes, surely this can't be the final lap, and it is. It was an enormous margin between the pair of them. Vettel,
comprehensive victory there, I'm afraid.
Absolutely comprehensive, so apologies for that. But wow.
The Finnish drivers are really going to be looking for a return to either snow or gravel, aren't they? Because it just seems that
soon
tarmac just doesn't suit them. Of course, Hovland, he's worked on his tarmac pace a lot this year, Hovland. It's not massively relevant with these vehicles, but he's had more tuition, believe it or not. Drivers at the level of Hovland do still take tuition. He took tuition from a tarmac expert in an attempt to try and match Loeb's pace this year on tarmac.
So, Sebastian, you won in Abu Dhabi on Sunday, and you haven't stopped winning since.
Yes, I hope you will tell me the same tonight.
How was that, the first 2 races out there?
That was good. It was pretty slippery because, yeah, some people put dirt, and it's good fun.
And it's quite cold out there as well. How does that affect the tyres?
Yeah, it depends. You know, if the car has been running a couple of times, then it's obviously much better. But if you have a cold start, so to say, then obviously it's quite tricky because it's sliding a lot. On top of that is some dust in some corners. So, you know, it's fun. So I really like this, and let's see how far we can go.
And how do you like the Focus WRC?
I love it. I mean, it's great. I would love to take it out for a ride in the forest, but I think you need quite big balls for that. So around here it's good fun, you know, sometimes with the handbrake. It's more about being smooth here than sideways, but you can feel the 4-wheel drive and, you know, really big torque for low revs already, so you can feel the turbo pushing. It's nice.
Very good, thank you.
What a good guy. Isn't it strange how the Germans always find the right words on occasion, but also always find the excuses as well, even when they win.
They
Would
do.
have been better. Well, if not for the dirt that other people were putting on the track. Oh, hang on, here's Andy.
Andy Priaulx, more traditional seating with me facing you. How is it like driving with somebody talking alongside?
Well, actually, Martin, and for once I couldn't hear a word you were saying. I must admit I've really enjoyed your commentary this year, but I wasn't at all interested in that particular moment. But it was good. It was good fun to have you in the car, and I think you enjoyed the last corner as well. That was a bit of fun.
Must-win race. There is a lot of pressure in this, even though it is quite relaxed. You sit around here for half an hour and then suddenly you have to go out and really produce the goods. Is that difficult?
It is actually. We were just talking. It's a long way to come to go home early, but I think the level's going up. You know, everything seems to be. Well, everybody's really, you know, been here a lot now. They know how the system works. They know all the cars, and it's really tough. It's just small amounts, and if you're not quite on it, you're out. It's as simple as that. And I mean, I had Matthias for my first race. You know, this guy's won it twice, so that was a tough one. But then got through with Mick and Travis. So here we go for the next one. Great, thank you.
Group C, race 6. It's the final run here. Irvinen against de Villiers. You're going for Irvinen, aren't you?
I'm going for Irvinen, definitely. Just look at the bridge across the start line there. Henri Toivonen's name across there. Sadly lost his life on the 1986 Tour of Corsica, and that was why this event was originally started. In fact, the Henri Toivonen trophy is still given out to the winner of the Race of Champions in memorial for a fantastic rally drive. We've got another fantastic rally driver out on circuit now. Mikko Hirvonen, runner-up in the last 2 years World Rally Championship, and very, very much closer to Sebastian Loeb's pace this year.
And Gilles de Villiers, who's not averse to this kind of machine, but he's been taking a bit of a pasting so far today and has lost every single one of his Race of Champions events. So we'll see how he manages here. Just hexagoning all the way around there and not looking best comfortable, but he is full on it. Look at that.
Watch Hirvonen. You can see that the brake light's flashing on. Every time the light's flashing on, the nose dips. What he's doing, left foot brake. He's got his right foot on the gas, left foot on the brake. Sequential box, doesn't need the clutch. Each time he hits the brake there, the weight goes over the front. That forces the car to turn. He's trying to unsettle the car on purpose and make it turn in true rally driver style.
Yeah, he is true rally driver style. He's clearly taken a goodly advantage here at the halfway mark, almost just over 1.7 seconds. But it just looks terribly messy, I've got to say. It's working though.
It's working for now, but as we saw yesterday, Schumacher and Vettel have both insisted, of course, that the smooth style is the quickest, and both moaned about dirt on the track, Carlton, as you'd expect from these roundy types, of course. Yep. Don't like any gravel on the track. Yep. I'm sure Hirvonen wouldn't mind if the entire track was covered with gravel. That would be perfect.
Gilles de Villiers would love it if it was just sand here, but unfortunately for him, it is not.
It's a race of the sand dunes.
Yes. Here we are.
Hirvonen licking his lips there. That's a pretty typical rally driver stance. See Peter Solberg does the old mouth breather when he's right on the limit. We can see Hirvonen quick lip smacker as he's coming around the infield there.
It is fascinating to see rally drivers get so much on board. Gilles Panizzi with the old trumpet player.
Panizzi was
that was
brilliant.
Something to behold.
Him and Delacour, look at that. Comfortable, comprehensive win by Hirvonen. Delacour as well. Do you remember Delacour used to pull on the harnesses when he was accelerating and then push himself back into the seat when he was braking? Brilliant stuff.
That's on board for you, and we're kind of familiar with it these days. Irvinen takes it, moves on.
High flying, death defying.
So Group D about to get underway. David Coulthard, Michael Schumacher. Gosh, cast your minds back.
Did you see the stare that Schumacher was giving Coulthard on the start line there, glaring across him? This is just what we were talking about earlier on, psychological advantage. Here we go.
This means business, big time. It's Group D, the group that everyone's been waiting for. And look at the flash photography going off here. Confetti of light it is. And they're going for it big time. This is old scores about to be resettled here. They've got a bit of history, bit of frisson, these two. And there's nobody, either of them, would love to beat more here, I don't think.
Masses of Michael Schumacher fans in the audience here. You can hear this is the biggest cheer we've heard here in the stadium all night long. Every inch of the track there. Coulthard running almost on the barriers.
He's tied on the infield right now, and away he goes. This is David at his best. Back against the wall. He's got to repeat what he did in Monaco all those years ago and just wind the wiggly stuff. That's precisely what he's doing. Michael, though, smooth as silk. Almost looks like he's going so slowly out there, but he's not. He's got the ultimate line. You know it again and again. So here we come. How tight is this? Phenomenal.
This is a great race. Coulthard ran wide, nudged the barriers. I tell you what, Coulthard's using more track than anyone else tonight. There's a danger of him running out on the dirty stuff, but he really is using the whole area. Schumacher, ultra careful and smooth through the middle. A little bit sideways there, but together over the line, Carlton. How can we call this one?
You can't. It's absolutely thrilling stuff. Look at the way that Coulthard now is starting just to iron out the glitches in his first 2 laps. It's coming to us, but how's it going to end? We just don't know. Across the line yet again. Next time by, it will be the checkered flag. For now, I think they're almost dead level here.
Coulthard's now on the tight infield part here. He's got the tricky bit before coming up over the bridge. Schumacher appearing underneath the crossover. Just a couple of tight corners to go, because he's got the tight run out across the finish line. Coulthard will come over the jump and then have the quick run round the outside. I think Schumacher's ahead.
Here we are then. This is it. Final curve for the pair of them. Tyler inside line seems to have it. Oh, and in the end, it's huge. It's huge. We get a kicking once more from the Germans. And Michael Schumacher, it's at his hand.
Well, of course, David Coulthard yesterday was on the All-Stars team, but it was the British team that Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel vanquished in the final. And
Look
again,
at that.
waving
He is
out.
so delighted.
He was waving before the finish line, Carlton. Another ultra-confident victory from Schumacher. What would it have been like if we'd have seen him come back to F1 this year?
I think mentally he was ready for it. Medically he couldn't do it, and he got himself physically in shape, mentally focused. I think he's letting it all out the bag right now, don't you?
It's a great drive, isn't it? He's proving to everyone that if he'd have been back, he would have been the man to beat. We'll never know. We think we'll never know. If rumours persist, he may come back. We'll have to see, won't we? But another absolutely stunning drive. A win on the board for Michael Schumacher.
I hope that was V for victory, not a sign to the driver behind him.
I'm sure it was V for victory. Oh, 2-seat buggies. Gronholm looks like he's refused a passenger. Perhaps they've both refused a passenger.
Yes.
I can't imagine that Muller would allow him the advantage of no one in the passenger seat.
I think Gronholm's already got the extra weight. He probably saw somebody slightly tubby and said, I'm not taking them.
Gronholm's eyes there. He's absolutely fired up and ready for this. He had an awful day yesterday. Didn't manage to win any runs at all. Ivan Muller on the outside, a real all-rounder ice racing touring car legend. Let's see how this one pans out.
Hard to call. Ivan Muller, ice racer and world touring car stalwart, but just check this out as well. He's up against a man here who knows how to ride this and also knows how to take the pressure. Twice world rally champion, and Gronholm, of course, has been here so often before. He's been part of the Race of Champions for an awful long time, got a great history in the event, and well, we're just looking at 2002, of course, on the Canary Islands. He was there, Team USA with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. I think he was the ROC winner. The nations were taken by the individual title by Gronholm, the nations by the United States. That was way back then, so it's been a bit of a hiatus then perhaps for Marcus. We will see how he goes now.
Rumours that Marcus is coming back next year with Petter Solberg's World Rally team. I'd love to see him come back. He's really keen on coming back to a snow event up in Sweden. There's a stage called Sagan on it, which apparently has a restaurant named after, and he said it would be cool to win the stage named after his restaurant. Ever the marketing man, while thinking about rattling a rally car flat out down a snow road. So it'd be great to see him come back, though.
Never used to be like that. It was always very, very quiet. We used to have to tease every interview out of him, almost using pliers.
He gives the best interviews, though, doesn't he? Absolutely gives the best interviews.
Well, he's opened up a bit these days. Yes, indeed. So, penultimate time across the line right now.
It's a big lead on the inside lane. The inside lane's the slower run back round, but I think Muller is slightly ahead at this point. As long as he hooks the nose up through this tight section here. We didn't see Gronholm under the bridge, remember, which we did see a minute ago when Schumacher took the win. He was under the bridge at that point. Let's see.
So, Bridges is where it's about. Final curve.
Round the outside for Muller. He's got the long, fast run. He's going to take it, definitely.
Yes, he is.
Gronholm can't get on the gas too early. He's got the tight run in. Dear, oh dear. Not Marcus Gronholm's year, I think. All that time out of the seat has just done him no good at all. That's a win for Muller.
One for Schumacher out of this group as well. So here we go. The Saltire, loud and proud. Will it be at the end of this one? I don't know who's going to get this, to be honest. Ivan Muller, ice racer. He's looked reasonably handy.
He looked very handy yesterday as well. I think he won twice yesterday before France got knocked out thanks to poor old Shisha having a...
Well, if he hadn't had that DNF, they'd have back-timed it and they could well have gone through. In fact, they were declared as progressors, but it was handed to the United States, who hadn't had a DNF.
Exactly. So now Coulthard, of course, they were knocked out fairly early as well as the All-Stars team yesterday, but he's gone well today. So let's see.
Here we go. Decent start this time from Coulthard. He had a bit of a jumpy start when it came to the little motorcycle-powered buggies earlier on. Much smoother this time by. First man onto the infield is Ivan Muller in the orange machine. Coulthard is in the white car that's just gone through the tunnel here.
Both keeping it tidy so far. That's got to be the way to drive these circuit-derived KTM Expos. Very stiff. Bit of a jump there from Muller.
They are very stiff, and you've got to be careful coming over the jump there. The splitter's been getting into the tarmac on the landing zone and kind of keep it a little bit sensible, and you're going to get the drive quicker on the landing point. Both of them looking very, very smooth.
Well, Coulthard's run wide there.
He's
run wide on the infield. That's going to cost him at least a second. He couldn't get the car onto the right line to make it into the following left-hander. He's going to have lost a lot of time there to Muller.
That wasn't a good move. And Ivan Muller, now then, we've been looking at Coulthard. The camera's been loving him, but Ivan Muller has been keeping it very, very smooth. This is the halfway mark right now.
Closer than I thought. With the mistake that Coulthard made, I would have expected Muller there to have been ahead. So that's good from Coulthard.
Well, I think he's put something in the bank earlier on with his smoothness, and clearly just been riding his mistakes. We're staying with David Coulthard here. The camera's almost ignoring Ivan Muller, which is a bit of a shame, because I'd just like to see how he's progressing here. Next time by will be the penultimate time across the line, and that looks like a winning margin for the final lap here.
He has got the trickier infield to come, Coulthard. He'll need to make sure he hooks the nose up and doesn't make the same mistake he made on the last run. This wide shot here, we can see what's going on. Cable camera swinging across the stadium there.
Kind
of
a
bit early. Yeah. Muller under the bridge. Coulthard should be heading over the top of the crossover about now. Don't forget, Coulthard will now have the long, quick run round to the finish. Muller's on the inside for the short.
This is going to be tight. Final curve coming up right now. Now then, they're very, very tight. Shorter line for Muller, but it's going to be Coulthard. Well,
there we go. Coulthard's going to progress.
0.409, and David Coulthard makes it through to the quarterfinals. He can face Michael Schumacher again. Will he? We'll see. Well, that was a bit tasty. Unfortunately, we didn't get much of a view of Jan Muller, who is out. Michael Schumacher and David Coulthard can resume hostilities provided they carry on winning. They're both through to the semi-finals. So, semi-finals look like what? We'll find out in a moment. Once again, that beautiful view of the Bird's Stadium, the Olympic Stadium, and here it is. Jenson Button is facing Andy Prio. Matthias Ekström is up against Tom Christensen. They are the first two of the quarterfinals. Sebastian Vettel, it is he against David Coulthard. Michael Schumacher faces off against Irvinen. Don't forget, this is an instant knockout. There is no second chances. It is one go to get through to the semi-finals here. For the knockout phase, it's quarterfinals. So, time to go racing and to smack your lips. A bit of a lip smacker, this one. It's a delicious prospect. I can't wait.
It is indeed. I mean, knockout format, so only one run in one car. It means really that the form book, it is relevant, but with it being best of three, if you make one mistake, you're out, and everyone can make one mistake, although we haven't really seen Schumacher make any so far. Vettel had a spin yesterday in the World Rally Cars. On this occasion, it's Prio and Button. One of the Brits is going to go out in the first of the quarterfinals.
And it's, oh dear, dear, dear. Jumping. Steady on, boys.
Launch
away
control,
they go.
all wrong there by, I think it was Prio got the launch control all wrong. It's hard to see, and if that's the case, then Button's going to wipe the floor with him. He mentioned yesterday, Prio, the complicated procedure of clutch down, button on the steering wheel, full throttle, handbrake on, release the button, and the car fires away off the line. You could see his car was bunny hopping like a learner driver on the start line there, and unfortunately, he's lost that advantage.
Disastro. Well, that's a real shame, I'm afraid, and it's kind of neuters this competition, as we see. it is a difficult thing to get underway. Just trying to check out the orange liveried roof vent to just try and get a handle on it. That's Button in the orange vent, is it? Both cars are carrying a Union Jack for the time being, and so do forgive us as they swap over. Here we are with our halfway measure, and so we'll get it right now. So Jenson Button taking well and truly the advantage here, and poor old Andy, I'm afraid. Well, he was concerned about his launch control yesterday, you mentioned it, and clearly, I don't know whether just stress got the better of him. He wanted to be top Brit in this particular battle. It hasn't happened for him. No,
Jenson Button, top Brit, of course, Formula 1 world champion this year, and now champion of the Brits at the Race of Champions too, although of course he might come up against Coulthard later on, which goes with a good old England-Scotland battle, but at the minute, unless he makes a big mistake, I think he's going to take this one comfortably.
Yes, Jenson Button busy behind the wheel. He's still kind of practicing in his own mind. He's going to go full on here. And why wouldn't you? You need to put as much mental information on board, because you could well be in this car a little bit later on. It is knockout phase. We are at the quarter-final stage. Jenson Button goes through. Formula 1 world champion against multiple world touring car champion. And it's gone to Mr. F1, as is. And a 4-second margin. Was that a bit of showboat?
I think it was, wasn't it? It was Vettel that did some showboating. That's made a muppet of himself. Unfortunately, Button's just had a bit of a spin as well, but he's won. That's the most important thing. He's through to the next round.
Frightening the ladies again. You can see the mats underneath, the bamboo matting, and what has happened? He hasn't damaged the car, has he?
I think he's trying for a half spin on the gas there, Carlton. It's obviously just not working out quite how he's expecting. Oh, he's managed it. Don't get it beached, Jenson. Come on now.
Bring it back for others to play with, Jenson. Thank you.
They all love the rally cars. Have you noticed? The racing drivers all love the rally cars.
They are the ones they want to play with. They're the ones they say, can you please let us out in the woodland jumps of Finland to enjoy? So here we go. It's Matthias Ekström. Is this going to be an all-Scandinavian affair? It is. It's Ekström against Christensen here. Denmark against Sweden.
Ekström twice a winner, of course, of the Race of Champions in the past.
And so tipped by Marcus Gronholm to win it again here today. Up against endurance superstar Tom Christensen, 8 times Le Mans winner. So
Solution F prototypes. We haven't seen these vehicles for a little while, so it'd be interesting to see it again. They may be on cold tyres.
They're not best adapted for this, are they?
No, they're not. These are circuit cars for long endurance races. We saw one get broken yesterday over the jump, but they're fantastic little pieces of kit. Great fun to drive. Space frame chassis with a generic shell on top, so you can have the Astra, you can have a BMW 1 Series, you can go for the Renault Megane, in fact, but the cars underneath are all the same.
Yes, it did look very, very broken, the white car in the hands of Shishirit earlier on. I hope it's a different vehicle, because the rear axle just punched straight through and demolished the alloy wheel. It really was almost an embarrassing exit for Shishirit. As far as these two boys are concerned, Scandinavian honours at stake here. It's interesting that we had the Brit knockout, and now it's the Scandinavian knockout here. Two different nations, of course, Sweden versus Denmark, and as they cross the line at the halfway mark, Ekström is in front of Christensen, as you'd possibly expect. Is that a big enough margin, as he's now on the infield?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Of course, these guys were together yesterday as Team Scandinavia in the Nations Cup. Now one of them's got to go home, so we'll off to the green room anyway. We'll have to wait and see how this one pans out.
Yes, next time by is your penultimate lap. It won't be on as even at this point, but
should be a bigger gap than that.
It should be a bigger gap than that. It's going to be the red car that takes this one, provided there's no mistakes. A little bit of a twitch there as he got the power down, and the red car in the hands of Matthias Ekström here, twice a winner of the Race of Champions, tipped by Gronholm to do it again. Well, he started well. This is the knockout quarter-final stage. Winner takes all. Coulthard has already gone through. And I beg your pardon, Jenson Button has already gone through, having beaten Andy Priaulx. And right now, there it is. It is Mattias Ekström who is joining him. So Button and Ekström are already through. And they will be joined by the Vettel, Coulthard, Schumacher or Irvinen. Well, I'm already talking David Coulthard up as a semi-finalist. It's the knockout phase of this Race of Champions. It's been a busy, busy group round, and now it's the business end of the evening. A wonderful vista provided for the spectators here, and a wonderful battle about to take place as well. Vettel against Coulthard.
This wasn't one that Coulthard was relishing, was it, when we saw him speaking a minute ago after his win in the group stage to make it through to the quarters? He didn't want to face Vettel. I'm not surprised. Vettel's got an outstanding record here over the last couple of days. Winner of the Nations Cup yesterday with Schumacher, and has been on a mission all day today.
Looks very, very focused. David Coulthard looks like he's more enjoying himself. Maybe that's a relaxed attitude that will pay dividends here, particularly in these vehicles. We'll see.
Oh, he's going well through the infield there. He pitched it right in, just glanced it on the barriers, but hopefully the buggy will be strong enough to take that.
Well, yes, but has he lost any time as a result? It's pitched the car back out. We're going to find out by the time we get to the halfway mark. That's the first time underneath the lap. And was that a jump start for Coulthard, are we hearing?
I think it might be. We're hearing from the stewards that there's a possibility of a jump start for Coulthard, which will be gutting if that's the case. We want to see these races fought on the track, not by the stewards.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. We only got half a message, unfortunately. He's taking big air here, maybe just wanted to prove something to himself. He'll know instinctively what he's done if he has jumped the start, but we'll see. Across the line they come then at the halfway mark in this one. And still a lot of racing to be done here.
Vettel was slightly ahead anyway, and let's be honest, if there's going to be a penalty applied, I think probably Coulthard would rather come second than celebrate and then find out he's got a penalty when he gets back to Parc Fermé. That's not what you want to do. There's no worse feeling. We saw Priaulx yesterday devastated when he got back and found out that he'd won and then given a jump start.
Big drop off there from Vettel as he came off the bridge for the last time. Penultimate time, I should say, I beg your pardon. But yeah, he was very, very sideways as he went over the crest here. This is the last lap we're on right now. I think he is close enough to make this count here, so we won't have that awful sight of a helmet coming off with a smile on the face, which rapidly turns to misery.
Disappointment indeed.
Here we go.
It's going to be fairly close.
It is going to be close, but I think Vettel's going to take it. Tied the line on the insides, and it is going to be the German that goes through here.
There we are. So Vettel joining Button and Ekström in the semi-finals.
Well, the trepidation that David Coulthard showed when he was told that it was Vettel he was facing has come true.
Well placed.
Yes, and I think possibly the instinct to get as quick a start as possible meant that he jumped the start. Let's check it. Oh, we're not going to see it. But anyway.
He obviously needed to take the wife on board again. It seemed that she was his lucky charm in the last run. He maybe needed the two-seater Race of Champions buggies instead of the single-seaters.
Yes, I haven't been following his personal life. I didn't know he was married.
No, well, he called her the wife, but maybe not. Well, it's a bit of a generic term for the Scots.
Yesterday he was your teammate in the Nations Cup. Today he knocks you out of the Race of Champions.
Yeah, we know that to go all the way to the final we will meet each other at one stage, and he deserved it. He have done really well. We were just expected to go out in the World Rally car, and just a few minutes before we went out in the Solution F. But it's always nice. We have a lot of fun. I'm sure the party now will be even better afterwards. I can relax a little bit now, but it has truly been fun. And last night it was a bit late, especially around Jensen's World Championship win. and we are having a great time. But unfortunately, I'm out, but at least there's one with the 4 rings, which is still in. So let's see. Now he starts on the outside, and in a WRC car against the Formula 1 World Champion. So next time.
Thank you very much, Tom. I think they actually just switched the mic off there, which is a bit unkind. Here we are then. It's Hirvonen against Schumacher. Now, I know who you want to win here.
Well, I'd love to see Hirvonen go through a course, although Ekstrom is still representing the rally guys in a kind of a way, but I think your money's got to be on Schumacher. He's been in imperious form for both days of the competition, the Race of Nations and the Race of Champions, and this is very much a track car, so it requires an accurate driving style. Let's wait and see what happens.
Well, they're very, very stiff. They're built for the track. And I think that Michael, the way he's been so smooth around here, he just seems to get the nose in exactly the right position here. Watch him as he comes through some of the real twisty stuff here. He uses every part of the track that he can do per vehicle. You see different lines entirely that he's taking depending on the character of the machinery that's underneath him. He's a true genius, this man.
He is. You're seeing just one hit of the brake pedal in the corners, as you'd expect. A smooth brake down to the turning in point, in, back on the gas, using all the road on the exit. Hirvonen, you're seeing
flashing lights all over the place, yeah.
On and off the brake, which is exactly what you like to see when you're in the forest, but it's not the quickest way around this circuit, it seems. Let's wait and see. Maybe he can pull off the biggest upset of the weekend, but I reckon we're going to see Schumacher going through to the semi-final.
Well, if the fans have anything to do with it, well, yes, fair enough, but that's still a modest gap, and he's got the infield now, unfortunately. Hirvonen, we'll see. It's going to be tighter than we think, I'm sure, this one. Under the bridge goes Michael Schumacher in his tangerine lid, wearing the tangerine car as well today.
Matching set.
Yes, exactly. This is good stuff. Listen to the roar.
They love Michael Schumacher here, don't they? We've seen
absolutely
this
adore him.
Look at that. Well, you have to have Schumacher as your absolute favourite. That's an outstanding time as well. Absolutely brilliant.
Smooth, just amazingly smooth and accurate. Amazing. It's semi-finals time, and we are looking forward to this. Now, we have Jenson Button, Matthias Ekstrom, Sebastian Vettel and Michael Schumacher. They are our semi-finalists. This is going to be Ekstrom against Jenson Button. Now, a lot of people saying that Ekstrom is the all-surface, ubiquitous, knows all the cars, happy boy here. Perhaps he's favourite to win this one. But who would you like to see the final? Probably got to be Button against Vettel, hasn't it?
I'd love to see Button against Vettel. I think if you go on form, you're going to see Ekstrom against Schumacher. But let's see, these semi-finals here have set us up for one or the other.
And away we go. Beautiful start by the pair of them here. And Eki looks to be the most focused just for now. But can't read too much into it because he's got that quicker looking outside line just for now.
Remember as well, this is still knockout format. So like the quarterfinals, the winner of this one race, it's a one shot to get through to the final, not best of three. The final will be best of three, but this is one race only, and the Ford Focus World Rally cars coming round after one lap here.
Well, he knows his rallying, he knows his cars, and look, he was so close to the barrier there, he just took some paint off, and look at the way he switches it round. He looks so beautifully settled here, Matthias Ekstrom. I think you might be looking at the champion here. Whoever comes up against him has got their hands full, and at the moment it's Jenson Button who has that unfortunate honour, I have to say. Let's see how they come across the line this time by.
Looks like Ekstrom's going to be leading by just a little bit, definitely. Look, Ekstrom's got staggering judge of width on that car up against the wall there.
That's exactly what he had in the opening little foray here, and he just switches the back end round. He's comfortable with this. He's using every single part of his vast experience when it comes not only to the track, so he's pretty accurate, but also his rally driving experience. And I think it's that mix, and the fact that he knows the Race of Champions like the back of his hand as well, that's playing into his hands right now. Look at this.
He's coming into the tight section there, nip of the handbrake, turns it in, not too spectacular, just enough to get the nose hooked up. You can see there's limiting the amount of lock he uses, just using enough, and then really leaning hard on the car there, lifting one wheel up with that ultra stiff front end there. He's coming through, up and over the crest. I think he had enough of a margin there. Coming round last corner, he's got the long quick run around the outside, and I don't think Button could do anything about it.
Nope.
Goodbye to the 2009 Formula 1 World Champion.
Matthias Ekstrom takes the flag and comfortably comfortably so, makes it through to the final. Let that be a warning to everybody. Well, whether it's Vettel or Schumacher, I think they're going to have a great deal of problems beating Ekstrom. Marcus Gronholm said he knows every car. He's totally focused and happy with the environment here. Knows how to win it as well, let's not forget. Well. Vettel and Schumacher won the Race of Nations. One of them will face Ekstrom in the grand final to be declared Race of Champions next. Welcome back. It is Germany time. They won the Race of Nations, but only one of them can go through to face Matthias Ekstrom in the final of this, the Race of Champions. So, 7 times a Formula One world champion, a runner-up in Formula One. How do you call this one?
Actually, it's too tight to call, I think. Teammates, all of the 2 days here in Beijing at the Bird's Nest, and now up against each other for a place in the final of the Race of Champions. Neither of them has won it before, either. You would have thought this would be a title Michael Schumacher might have won before, but he hasn't.
Listen to the squeals of the crowd here. It's all for Michael Schumacher. They're desperate for him to win this. Vettel, though, has been very, very smooth, and this is the most track-based car that you can possibly get hold of here out of all the vehicles available. And I suspect that Vettel is, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to enjoy this one because I can't pick it, quite frankly, at all.
These two, of course, have had the most track time as well, as you mentioned, Carlson, already. They won the Race of Nations yesterday. They've won in all the different cars, the Solution F, the WRC, the ROC buggy, and they're out in the Expos now to decide which one of them gets to go through and face Ekstrom in the final.
Come on then, reputation on the line. Who do you want?
Who I want or do I think?
Who do you think?
I think Schumacher.
Yeah, me too.
Not a betting man now. No. His form today has been absolutely outrageous.
Outstanding.
So, but oh my goodness,
and he's responding
super close.
He's responding to the crowd as well, and that position from previous experience tells us that Michael Schumacher is in the lead position. I know he, even so, the stagger's not even out yet. They've got 2 to go. We will see. Normally at the halfway mark, one side, because of cold tyres on the infield, is not favoured. Anyway, here we go. We'll find out when we get to the penultimate time by. It's coming up right now.
So Schumacher needs a substantial lead here because he's got the twisty infield section to do.
That is a big enough lead, I believe, and he's been so accurate here and smooth, and he's continuing to be so. I think he's going to win this by about 0.2 of a second.
We could do with a marker on where Vettel is right now. We could hear him lock his brakes into the first corner from our commentary position. Oh, he's off!
Oh, and that's it. That's
it. He punched the air. We said just then that he'd locked his brakes on the way into the quick corner at the end of the straight. We heard that as Schumacher came round. Vettel gets out and bows down to his countryman, who I'm afraid has shown why he's a 7 times Formula One world champion. He makes the final of the Race of Champions against Matthias Ekstrom.
Drama here in this semi-final. I'm not going to suggest that Vettel didn't want to get beaten. Are you?
No.
No, he's angry enough to show that that's not the case. So here we are. It's finals time at the Race of Champions. It's Matthias Ekstrom against Michael Schumacher, and it's a best of 3. You win the first 2, you're the champion. Schumacher then in the white machine here. We're back to the rock cars and Matthias Ekstrom. They're a busy man, busy hands as well. He's so ubiquitous though. But then again, Michael Schumacher's been so absolutely focused and on it here, both in the Nations event and now in the Race of Champions as well, forcing Sebastian Vettel into an error. So desperate was he to beat his fellow compatriot, but Schumacher, just smooth as anything, has got himself through to the final.
Of course, Ekstrom beat Button as well, so that final that we said we would have quite liked to have seen Button against Vettel hasn't happened. I'm sure Button was relieved about that. No chance for Vettel to steal some F1 glory from him at the end of the season. Instead, we've seen the two guys who've been consistently the very best on this circuit today, Ekstrom and Schumacher.
Yep, it's not only the cars but your demeanour, and the pair of these two, they've looked like winners right from the very start of proceedings.
Schumacher's edging it on that first 2 laps there, Carlton. He's taken the lead. It's only 0.4 of a second, 4/10. Ekstrom backing it in on the inside lane here.
I'm just wondering what vehicles they're going to use in the second of these races. I can't imagine they're going to stay in the same machinery. If it's more kart-like, you've got to bet and back on Schumacher. If it's more rally-like, then perhaps Ekstrom. When it comes to the KTM Expos, probably even Stevens between the pair of them. It's so hard to call, but this looks like Schumacher is going to take the first element of this best of three final here.
Indeed, it would be the first time, in fact, that Michael Schumacher has won the Race of Champions as well, so it must be one of the only titles he hasn't won. And his first one, not a 7th one like in F1, but a first one all the same, and I'm sure he'd be chuffed to do it after missing out on a return to F1 this year, which everyone would have liked to have seen. But here we go, Vettel up the inside. I'm not sure he's going to take this one. Car's going to be very close.
Oh, much tighter than we thought, and look at that. Across the line, and Ekstrom, well, he found something very, very special laid on there. 0.181, and that's a great opening marker. And depending on the next car, I think Ekstrom, he's got to be favourite. He's got to be favourite. If it's the rally car, just watch out.
That was a stunning last lap from Ekstrom there. It was very hard to see where he made up all that time, because coming round on the midpoint, there was, Schumacher had a 4/10 in the midpoint. Then when we came round, the stagger was big enough for him to have won it on the inside lane, but Ekstrom wiped the floor with him on the last lap.
Well, we were busy focusing perhaps a little bit too much on Michael Schumacher, both camera-wise and in our own minds, because we didn't expect that to be the case. He found something very special on the last lap. That was truly great by Marius Ekstrom. Now, can he pick this title up yet again? The Nations event has gone to Michael Schumacher and a team that he's been involved with on 3 separate occasions. They've got the hat-trick there, but when it comes to the individual event, Michael has been beaten in the opening 1 of 3, the best of 3, in the final here of the Race of Champions.
Now, if Ekstrom can take it, of course, Schumacher's taken a hat-trick of wins in the Nations Cup with Germany alongside Sebastian Vettel. But if Ekstrom takes the title, that'll be a hat-trick of Race of Champions wins for Ekstrom. And that's an outstanding performance. Only 2 other guys have done better. Loeb has had 3 titles already at the Race of Champions. And Didier Auriol, who can't be beaten this year because he's won it 4 times.
So, they're getting into the Expos now. This is where they both have previous. They've both been very, very good with this machine. Michael loves the orange car. It matches his lid.
Do you think that counts for seconds per mile or tenths per lap? I'm not sure. We'll see.
I think it was the car that he beat Vettel in, so he's happy with it. He's got to put up with a passenger.
We'll be eyeing him up, won't he? Guessing how many kilograms he reckons he weighs.
Or she. Can't quite get the handle on that one just for now. They must have weighed them and done some sort of balance.
Oh, no, I reckon the passenger is smaller there for Ekstrom. What do you think, Carlton? Do you think they've asked?
That's what I'm saying. I think they must weigh them and ballast the car. They've surely got to.
At this point in the competition, you'd be a bit cross if they weren't you? I mean,
yeah.
But they're not ballasting the drivers, so I don't know.
Okay, well, here we go. Ekstrom has a 1-round advantage in the best of 3 final. And he did a great job of it. Caught all of us out by surprise, including Michael Schumacher. So, it's been a busy, busy time. Everyone seems to have enjoyed themselves, the crowds and the drivers and riders alike. We've got to the final stage, and it's Michael Schumacher up against Marius Ekstrom. They're into the Expos for a chance for Ekstrom to wrap it up right now. If he wins this, if Schumacher wins, we go to a runoff. So here we go then. If Ekstrom wins this round, he will be declared champion of champions in this, the race of champions. Michael Schumacher looks nice and relaxed. For a moment there, just a split second, I thought the seat next to him was vacant, but it's not. They've accepted their passengers, and are they going to have a sighting lap? Yeah. Yes, they are. They're going to go and I think it's to get used to the weight of having a passenger.
And maybe to warm the tyres up a little bit as well. Everyone wants to see a good race rather than a scrappy one. We can see the remains of a scrappy race in the centre of the stadium there.
That was Vettel's machine.
That was Vettel's machine, yes. Nicely destroyed. Poor old KTM. Has got a big bodywork bill coming from this.
Yes, they have. They're not inexpensive, these machines, either. They're phenomenal fun. But I think a couple of Lotus Elises you could have with some change if you wanted to buy one of these. You'd certainly look different on the road, that's for sure. They are road going, road legal. Where do you put your tax disc though? So, still showboating. So a sighting lap this time by, just to get used to the weight of your passenger as well, which seems fair. Also get some heat in the tyres, which makes these a bit more gluey right from the very off.
You could see Schumacher was moving the car around a lot more than he would normally with his style of driving, and that's in an attempt to try and generate some heat, just give himself the edge over Ekstrom. 1-0 to Ekstrom at the minute. As you said already, if Ekstrom takes this one, we're done. He's the champion. If Schumacher takes it, then we go to one last race off. I know the local crowd would like to see win.
Yes, they will be rooting for Michael Schumacher. He's a hugely, hugely popular figure here. Here we go then. If Ekstrom wins this second of best of three, adding to his opening victory, then he is the champion. But look at the demeanour here of Schumacher. Straight into the first corner, but keeps it beautifully. Sheds the speed, and so unbelievable. Look at the line he's taking through here. It's picture perfect. Can't see Ekstrom because he just went wide and round the back. Just clips the curve here. It's Ekstrom that's looking slightly more ragged. Does that mean he's nearer to the edge? We suspect not.
Super pressure, but Schumacher, as you say, inch perfect around that first lap. Ekstrom coming round. Don't read too much into the first lap. Don't forget, with one lap being short in the other, we need to see the midpoint to get a really good idea.
A little bit of a mistake there from Ekstrom as he went into that first tight section. He's retrieved it though, but then again, a little bit of a correction coming into the S just before he gets to the bridge. Schumacher, as always, just steely perfect, scything through these corners here. Now then, this is the halfway stage. Let's see how close they are together. The answer is very close, and Ekstrom is leading here. Wow, and you wouldn't expect that. Normally that side of the track is trailing. It means he's got a very slight advantage despite the fact that we have Michael Schumacher on board here. Reputations count for nothing when it's one-on-one here, and that's what we've got. Ekstrom, don't forget, won the opening leg of this best of three, so if it's victory here, it's all over.
Nose dive over the jump there for Schumacher. He came over the jump, the nose dug in. Let's see if he's lost much time. He's run right the way out to the barriers, using every inch of the circuit now.
Oh, that's too far to get back, surely, even for Michael Schumacher. That's a long, long way behind in the penultimate crossing of the line. Next time by, we'll find out who is our winner here. We may even be able to declare our champion. Let's take a look at it.
Schumacher coming under the bridge here. Ekstrom coming over the top. Remember, Ekstrom's got the longer outside run, the quicker run. Schumacher's got the shorter line. I think Ekstrom's going to take. He's going to be very close to
very tight here. Listen to the crowd here, but Ekstrom comes to the line, and he has taken it. He is the champion of champions. Matthias Ekstrom with a lone fan amongst the absolute hordes of Schumacher fans here, and he doesn't care. He's going to do a donut regardless. And Matthias Ekstrom has won the race of champions for the third time.
I'm not sure who's more pleased, him or his passenger. Complete disregard there for the rubber on the car and the bodywork indeed. He's just having a great time. Burning out. Look at the passenger, super stoked. Matthias Ekstrom, a hat-trick of wins for the race of champions now. 2006, 2007, 2009. He's won it in all three of the stadiums. Carlton, he's won it in the Stade de France, he's won it in Wembley, and now he's won it in the first race here at the Olympic Stadium in Beijing.
Well, goodness me, Matthias Ekstrom, DTM, rally expert as well, and it seems a stalwart of Race of Champions. He's a man who just can't seem to lose here. Here we are, we've got Michael Schumacher. I'm sure he'll be quite rueful about it, despite the fact it's a title he would have loved to have got hold of. Listen, screaming like pop stars. Oh, look, and the Red Bull gets poured over the race winner.
That was Ekstrom's Scandinavia teammate there, Tom Christensen, just being the first to congratulate him. Michael Schumacher doesn't look too upset, does he?
But look what it means to Matthias Ekstrom. Good pals here. They faced each other before, but well, once again, it goes to Sweden. Well, we're going to have a brief word with him as soon as that lid gets taken off. One thing, a lot of race fans might not see too much of Matthias Ekstrom during a regular season, but you get a full-on Matthias Ekstrom party at the end, don't you?
Congratulations, champion of champions again.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say it's a very special day for me because I had a year with no luck and on top some bad luck in my DTM season, and to end the season with a high, beating Michael in the super final is really extremely nice.
And here he is.
Yeah!
I don't think we're going to get a chance to have a word. Finally, here we are. Oh, it's great to see them at the end of what is a busy year in motorsport. You have to be so on it and so focused. And
Michael,
it really is the popped cork, isn't it, to enjoy yourself. Here he is.
There's no reason to be disappointed. I made it all the way to the final. Hard fights against lots of good guys. And you have to accept, I mean, there was one that was better today, and there was Matthias.
I really thought you might do it, finally, be champion of champions.
Well, yeah, I was on the right way, but as I said, there was one better.
Thank you.
Well, very magnanimous. And here's Freddie Johnson, the organiser, who's done so much work coming up. Jenson Button just passing on his congratulations as well. Yeah, it's been a super plan to sort of carry this one around the world, and the circus goes on, doesn't it? And what a venue we've had here. It really has been a pleasure.
I think we'll see the race return to Beijing next year. Of course, it's not confirmed. They never confirm it until after the Race of Champions is done and dusted, but it's been by far the best stadium, Carlton. It's a bigger stadium. It's allowed for a better track. We've seen far less offs. We've seen everything decided on the track by tenths of seconds instead of by knockdown barriers, and it's been a brilliant event.
It is a true reflection of driver talent, and I hope you've enjoyed it live here on Eurosport. Well, we're going to have the presentations in just a few moments' time, but I think we have
the first time the Race of
Freddie
Champions
Johnson. Here he is,
in the
the
Bird's Nest
organiser.
Stadium in Beijing. How has it been?
That's fantastic. Already to have the opportunity to transform this fantastic stadium into a racetrack is just unbelievable. We're so grateful for everybody who's helped us make this possible. This fantastic Chinese fans who are so enthusiastic. Thanks to the drivers who've provided a fantastic show for all of us. Congratulations to Matthias, to Michael, two great drivers who've just provided everybody here an amazing evening.
It was a great field of drivers, but it really is like the Olympics of motorsport, so it's the perfect home for it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see that you've got 7-time world champion in Formula One, this year's Formula One world champion, the runner-up Sebastian Vettel, along with double DTM champion, triple Race of Champions winner Matthias Ekstrom, 8-time Le Mans winner Tom Christensen, triple World Touring Car champion Andy Prior. We can just go on and on and on. Travis Pastrana, 10-time X Games winner. It's just amazing when all these fantastic drivers come together and compete on identical cars, and you know, couldn't be happier.
Freddie Johnson, Beijing, everybody.
Thank you.
Good man. He summed it up beautifully. With all that sort of talent, we had a very, very good-natured, with the odd little bit of spikiness, which is what you want. You need a bit of frisson after all. But when it comes to the final, if Matthias Ekstrom is involved, you've got no chance.
Well, I think really he should be given a gold medal, shouldn't he, in true Beijing Olympic style. We'd like to see him with a gold medal up on the podium in this fantastic stadium. Personally, I think it's been an absolutely brilliant event. Strange not to have it on a weekend, but 2 days of an amazing set of racing drivers with a fantastic set of cars and just brilliant racing.
Well, I don't know whether we're going to hang around for the champagne. It may be a bit longer to come than we thought. Slightly overrun today. It is our live coverage from the Race of Champions in Beijing. And it's been a pleasure. I've got to say that every single one of the drivers has performed brilliantly. Some less so than they might have hoped. Poor old Marcus Grönholm looked so disappointed. But, you know, you've got to put a best face on it. The likes of Tanner Faust, I thought he was going to be something of a left field choice, but it didn't work out either. And in the end, it comes down to your skills across a number of vehicles. And if that's really the elemental reason for winning, then you're looking at a worthy win.
Definitely. I mean, Ivan Muller, of course, had a wide spectrum of backgrounds behind him, but Ekstrom has just been imperious, hasn't he? He's done a fantastic job. Beaten Schumacher, who looked unbeatable all day long.
And gets what he came to win. He said it has a mixed season in DTM, and look what it means to him. I love that.
Holding aloft there the Henri Toivonen Memorial Trophy, which has been given out since the very first event was won in 1988 by Juha Kankkunen.
So Marius Ekstrom is our Race of Champions winner for the 3rd time.
Now, I would like to invite the General Manager of China Unicam, Mr. Louis.
Well, I don't know what that trophy was, like some kind of Frisia display. But they know, and it's made of bronze, that's for sure. Don't drop it on him. I don't know how many other trophies they're going to present here, but, well, I think it will add to Ekstrom's considerable hoard. I was hoping that after 3 times, really, you'd think they'd let him keep the cup, wouldn't you?
Well, they'd have to have given a couple away already, of course. Loeb would have taken one, and Oriel as well, so maybe they'll get a replica of it.
Didier Oriel, I always used to love the way he used to stalk around on tiptoes to make himself look a bit taller. Standing tall right here, right now, is this man, Marius Ekstrom. What are you laughing at?
I just think of Didier Oriel and those sunglasses that he always used to wear.
He did used to tiptoe around. But there you go. Give himself an extra 2 inches somehow. There is Michael Schumacher, a man whose stature does not need elevating in any way whatsoever. Won the Race of Nations yesterday, the Nations Cup, with Sebastian Vettel. Vettel crashing out while trying to beat Schumacher to get a place in the final to face up to Marius Ekstrom. So runners-up tonight for Michael Schumacher, but I think he will be back. He seems to enjoy this event more than many others.
Indeed. I don't think he minds at all being beaten by such a worthy champion as Matthias Ekstrom either. It was a great race and he was a great sportsman, Schumacher, in defeat.
And you couldn't wish for the title to go to a nicer man. Marius Ekstrom, a real pal to anybody who he spares time for. My name's Carlton Kirby. From me and Andrew Curley, thanks for your company. We'll see you next time.
Energy